Ben here. This is a build journal for a blaster that's yet to be named, but for now we'll refer to it as the Extra Tactical Roughcut. Now, at the beginning stages, I'm getting the basic shell integration of this together, and it's got the Roughcut. I've got the handle of the Roughcut removed, the back portion of it. I saved the entire trigger guard area and the entire mechanical function back in this area for the trigger. It's all still there. It's all exactly as it was. So I'm going to make no modifications to any of that area within the Roughcut. But I cut the back of the handle off of it and then attached the retaliator handle down into here, attached points here, glued it here, and then down in here, and then filled it back in with a epoxy sculpt on the back side. Then I took and attached the Roughcut onto the Rapidstrike and cut out basically the underside of the battery tray. All came out here, and then glued it in here, 4 points here, here, and back in here as well, to connect the Roughcut into the Rapidstrike. And then I broke out my hacksaw and just went to town on this Rapidstrike. Took the top rail off of it, took the back off the stock, took pieces off of here, and then took the stock attachment on the Rapidstrike, chopped it up, chopped the back of that off, and then attached it to the back. So eventually that's going to be the stock. That's where you're going to shoulder your trigger, your handle, your firing mechanisms are all going to be here. And then it's going to be in a bullpup design so that you'll have the clip will come right in here. So anyways, this is very early. I've got a ton of body work left to do on this thing, but I want to do, quick update. I wired up a test rig to try to prove out the concept, the one switch concept that I want to do for the electrical build. So what I did, I put my Artifact red cage flywheels in here with a set of Kaizen 17114s, wired that in, wired the pusher mech in, wired a switch in here for the trigger, the pusher arm position, and then wired in LiPo connector and wired in a test rev switch. Put the whole thing together, put a clip in it, got it all tested, working, click the switch, and pooped the darts out at about 30 FPS, the first one. Now, when I put it on full auto fire, put it in there, fire out 3 darts, the first dart about 30 feet per second. The second dart came out around 70 feet per second, and then by the time I got to the third dart, it was up to full speed, and it was firing them off full speed up in the 120s. So this setup with 17114s in all three, in the pusher motor here, is an abject failure. So I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out a different way to wire this up. I may give a try to put Hellcat 180s in here and run them on 3S, maybe even run them on 4S to get that flywheel to speed up fast enough. But if I'm not able to get that to work, I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to figure out how to do a 2-stage rev normal trigger type of system with this blaster. So here's why I didn't tuck the Roughcut all the way as far up as I could. I wanted to leave room for the second flywheel cage sitting here. So we have the first stage, second stage. Now, I think at this point the plan is going to be use an Artifact cage in the first stage and then use this cage here as the second cage. But I'm borrowing a Strife cage because the screw holes match, and so I can get the mounting right. The other thing I want to show here is this is how I do the alignment on that second stage on the flywheel. I take a piece of 9/16 brass, which fits perfectly inside of the Rapidstrike and the Strife cages. And then I put a little electrical tape on here to get it to fit right into that nozzle, and then run that straight through. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw these 4 down. I'll put screw ports in the bottom of here and then drive them and then glue them back down into the shell when they're all lined up. And that ensures that I have a perfectly straight line for the darts to go through from cage 1 to cage 2 through the barrel and out the muzzle.